Hello and welcome back to the Perimeter Challenge. This is, I guess, the second to last episode because the last one will be the recap of everything that has happened. Unless something goes wrong, but I don't think anything will go wrong because, as you can see, the World Eater is built and we have already been running it for a few hours. I think there is like 3 or 4 hours of World Eater running left, and after that we just need to finish the floor and we're gonna be done. So I'm assuming that I'm gonna be done, well, after the stream today. I'm probably gonna stream for as long as we need to finish this entire project. So just to pre-announce, because I usually do it at the end of the video, but I'm gonna announce it now. There will be a stream today at 6 o'clock in the evening, Central European Time, at twitch.tv/Borkon_live, and we're gonna be finishing this. So let's look at what has happened. Yeah, we finished the trenches in the last recap, and since then I have built the World Eater and I have ran it. That's it. Sounds like very little to mention, but that was a lot of work. Although I must say that building the World Eater was faster than I was anticipating, because I even mentioned 10 to 15 hours in the previous episode. This part here took about 3 hours, something like that. And this is the complicated part, because this is the part where all the sweepers are. These are the sweepers that are removing all the liquids. So they fly around here, and the pistons at the bottom punch out all the water sources and all the lava sources. And up here, also on this side, are all the bombers. So this part took about 3.5 hours to build. And the return stations on the other side, oh, we can't even see them because of the render distance. But this took about 2 hours to build. And by the way, something I forgot to mention in the previous episode, when we're doing trenches, I made a huge mistake. And we can see the huge mistake right here. I forgot to put in the furnaces necessary for the bombers to return. Oops. But we learned something. We learned something that the bomber design I had, they get stuck on unloaded chunks and they just stop. They didn't break, they didn't do anything, they just stopped. They didn't turn around, which is also useful, because I guess, would they run into... I think they would avoid the raid farm, and we don't need the raid farm anymore. We don't need any of the farms, because all that's left is to let the World Eater run. Then we need to fix the floors. And there is a little bit of work already done. I have done this floor. And what we need to do with the floors is to make them perfectly flat. And we also need to put in a rim like this. We need to make it perfectly rectangular so that the water can spread later, because we're going to be using water to just spawn-proof the entire floor. That's gonna be happening tomorrow. We're gonna be filling in all these holes while the World Eater is running. There is a beautiful thing about this World Eater, and I did actually record a very useful clip about that during the stream. So we are in the middle of the stream right now. I am recording a little bit here. Please notice that I've been smart and I disabled the background music for now. But, so what I'm doing right now is that I am just evening out the floor here, and I'm also placing a little bit of a wall along this edge, because we will need to spread out water in the future here, since there is not much better stuff to do during the stream, and we're just babysitting the World Eater. I'm just evening out the floors and doing things. But we just noticed the thing. The World Eater is not doing anything. The World Eater has stopped, and we can fly here and see that the TNT dupers are all up there, parked, and the sweepers are all here, parked. What's going on? Well, they are not all here. See? Notice? That's a missing sweeper. So we go in this direction, and we go find our missing sweeper. Our missing sweeper is right here, because there is obsidian here. I have no idea where the obsidian came from. Probably just some water spilled on lava. Or potentially, maybe this is where the portal was, because it is more or less in this area. But we need to remove the obsidian, and we need to restart the sweeper. But now we know completely by accident and also by negligence. We know that this World Eater is completely AFKable. Thank you, Pixels, for a fantastic design, because this has been useful. It kind of saved my butt because I wasn't paying attention, and I can just fix the bug by removing the obsidian. Come on. Come on, remove obsidian. And we remove the last bit of obsidian. And let me get a torch. That's the safest way to start this flying machine, I guess. And which observer do we trigger? We need this piston to push. So it is this observer, right? Yeah, perfect. And now the machine should restart, hopefully. We'll notice this in a few seconds or minutes. It kind of takes, I think, 2.5 minutes for one of these sweeps. We'll see. Well, and the sweeper should be connecting to the rest of the machine. I hope this works, and I'm standing under the TNTs. I shouldn't be standing too close. Yeah, no, it woke up. Everything is fine. The machine is alive again. We can go back to our floor placing, because that still needs to get done. And that feature of the World Eater, that allows us to run it more or less AFK, and I don't have to pay attention for every single sweep and watch for obsidian and watch for, well, unfortunate water sources that might be touching lava. It is very practical because, well, it allows me to do other things like fixing up the floors in the trenches, which still needs to get done. There's also another fun thing I might want to mention. See the pumpkins here? There was a whole row of pumpkins here, but pumpkins have the fantastic feature that when a flying machine tries to run into it, or in general, if it tries to get pushed by pistons in any way whatsoever, the pumpkins will just disappear. So they behave as if there was nothing there. They don't prevent flying machines from working. So they're the perfect material to use as scaffolding, just so you have access to build it. In fact, this flying machine is so well designed that the pumpkins that you see over there and there, well, somewhere here. Did I punch them out? Oh, they already got punched out by the sweepers here. But there were a lot of pumpkins here, and like you see over there, and they were part of the scaffolding and part of the blueprint for how to build this thing. So it's very practical. I really like this design. It solves a lot of the problems that World Eaters used to have. We also did one more thing during the stream, and this is also something I'm going to be continuing today. And yes, I know I said tomorrow during one of the previous clips because I am confused. I am recording this the day before, but I'm pretending it is today. You know how it works. I can't be recording the same day I'm going to be publishing the video. I could, but it's very hard to get everything done on time. But one thing that we'll be continuing doing today during the stream, it is to take these guys, because as you can notice, there are very few villagers left in the villager breeder, and that is because I've been zombifying them and dropping them into this thing here. There are a lot of zombie villagers here, and this is my permanent mob switch. This is within the spawn chunks, and that will prevent everything from spawning. And I want to have a mob switch, and I want to prevent spawning, because that will prevent slimes from spawning inside the perimeter, because that is a massive, massive pain when you're clearing the last bits of the floor. So for the stream today, we'll be fixing the floors, running the World Eater, watching the bombs fall, clearing whatever obsidian is necessary to be cleared here. There shouldn't be that much left. And since we're in a copy of the world, I can do a thing that I haven't really tested in here, and it is to see how much obsidian there is in this area. So I have a command here. I'm going to replace all obsidian with copper blocks, and we're going to see how much obsidian do I have to remove manually. Of course, in reality, it's just 48 blocks, so it's not a big deal. But in reality, it will be more obsidian in here, because the obsidian will probably generate when we dig into a layer where there is water, and we don't remove the water yet, and the water will spill on some lava. So I will have to be watching this a little bit so we don't generate too much obsidian. But right now there's just 48 blocks, absolutely no big deal to remove. But we'll see how bad it gets during running the actual World Eater. And as you can see, these guys here, those are the guys I want to remove with the mob switch. So we are breeding more villagers now so we can fill in the mob switch. I think the mob switch right now has around 40 villagers. Or rather, it's not a switch because there is no switch. So it's not a mob switch, it's just mob because it doesn't have a switch. And I fell into a hole in here. And these holes often hold lava. I should be a little bit careful. Except it doesn't matter, we're in a copy of the world. But that's all I have for this recap. I'll see you on stream or in the final recap where we will talk about what has happened, what we did, what I will do right the next time, and stuff like that. But that's for the next time. I hope to see you during the stream or in the recap. Until then, thanks a lot for watching, and have a good world eating. Bye.